Yeah, I'ma get it, that's how I boss. She waiting on me, I'm waiting for calls. They speak on me, they say I'm a boss. I am a king, I buy better law. That road blew up on the fringe. I punch the heathen in the jaw. Love my foot, love my wall. About my brother.
I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. You know what I'm saying? We got a young brother up here, man. What's your name, brother?
Jordan.
Jordan. All right, Jordan. We got a young brother, Jordan, up here, man. We about to give him some edification on, you know what I'm saying, who our people are, man. Because we know, you know what I'm saying, we the nation of Israel, Negroes out there, and all the other nations that, or other people that may look like other nations, but that are from Negro descent. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High God of this Bible, like you said, Christians, right? Christianity with how you believe Christianity and being a Christian is two totally different things. Christianity with how you believe that God loves everybody, that, you know what I'm saying, don't matter who you are, anybody can be saved, and these things on an equal, everybody's equal type of deal, right? But the God of this Bible is only dealing with the nation of Israel, which is the Negroes, right? That's what the nation of Israel would be today. And what we was going into before the brother got off was basically showing you the curses and the things that the Most High put on our people for disobeying His word, and that's why we still dealing with black on black crime, right? With the evil eye towards the brother, the evil eye towards the woman, the children. That's part of the curses that the Most High put on our people from the ancient time, from back in the day, like a long time ago, right?
I got this picture.
You got that? All right, bring it up.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 11, verse 26.
Bring it out.
And when he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch. And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people. And the disciples were called Christians first in Antioch.
So the word Christian, the Most High God never called the people Christians. That was something that the people on the outside looking in was talking like, look at those Christians, because we was following the one that they call Christ, which his name is not Christ, it's Yahushua. Christ just means deliverer. It's a Greek word meaning to deliver or to deliver. That's what it means. But his real name is Yahushua. In the Hebrew, the Mashiach would be Christ in the Hebrew. That's how you say Christ in Hebrew. And Yahushua is he saves. That's how you say that in Hebrew. Yahushua, he saves in English, right? And the people was calling it Christian, like we would be considered Christians. They would say, look at those Christians. The Most High God never called us Christians. We was the Israelites. That's what God called us. That goes back to what we were saying earlier. Who are we? Right? He was asking you, what's your nationality? You said Jamaican. I said, before I knew about the truth, I said I was African American, so-called black, whatever that our people call ourselves. But we don't know who we are no longer. And that was one of the curses. What's that scripture where the Most High said that we would cease to be a nation before him? You know that? You know that? We're gonna keep it simple. Just go to Deuteronomy and we just gonna get the curses and then we'll see if the brother can identify with that. We'll deal with that later. Let's get to Deuteronomy 28, 40, 45. And that's who we are. Not black, right? Not Negro. Right. You know what I'm saying? We just use these terms so our people can understand what we're saying. But we are the Israelites. That's what the Most High God who created the whole heaven and earth called us. He did create everybody, but he chose one nation, and that's our people. That's why we get, like, you have your kids, you got children, right? When you tell your son, hey, or your daughter, hey, do this and do that, if they old enough, if they can understand, and if they don't do what you say, it's gonna have to be some kind of discipline behind it, right? So that's the same thing with our people. The Most High created everybody, but he chose our people. Get second Ezra.
I got the 60.
Oh, you got that?
Give me the Bible.
Yeah, get the Bible. Yeah,
so what happens, like you know, I'll call that conspiracy theory.
Okay, right. That's what they want to get. That's what they want to say.
Other people identifying as the Israelites or
you said
the Jewish.
Oh, Jewish people, right? Are you asking? What are you asking?
Like so, like
where they come
like
from?
when we're talking about like Egypt, for example, and the freeing of the slaves,
and they saying it's them. You saying? Yeah. It's not them. It was us. That was our ancestors.
I got it.
That's why.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, and that's why it's beautiful even more because what? The whole world recognizes them as the Jews, the people of God. I mean, not every single person, but in general.
Yeah,
if you say something against a Jewish man, you get canceled. Like Nick Cannon, he came out and said we was the Israelites, but what? They canceled him and they said you better apologize now because they the ones that the Most High. He gave it to us, but they stole the nationality, and this all goes back to slavery. It's a lot to get into.
Yeah.
But, you got something? Bring it up.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 9, verse 6.
Bring it out.
And a bastard is somebody that don't know their father, shall dwell in Ashdod. That's in Israel.
Ashdod is in Israel, right?
And I will cut off the pride of the Philistines.
So it said a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and go to the one where it said to the Gentiles, time of the Gentiles be fulfilled, where they would tread down to the Gentiles be fulfilled. A bastard shall see. These are prophecies that we read to you. A prophecy is like say 2,000 years ago, the Most High said, you know, okay, fine. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. So the Most High said a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. So they say, oh, y'all not even from Israel. Y'all not Israelites, y'all not from Israel, but not knowing that the Bible say that we would be scattered to the four corners of the earth, and we wouldn't be in our land anymore, or we wouldn't have control of our land. Even though it is some of our people over there, our government is not the ruling government in that land like it used to be, because we were scattered, right? So it makes even they prove our point by saying we're the Israelites, by saying that we're not from Israel, because the Israelites were scattered to all nations. We was growing up in America, growing up in Jamaica, growing up in wherever the Most High found to put each one of us, and not knowing that's what made us Gentiles too. But we're gonna get into that. You got something?
I got 2 pieces.
All right, bring it up.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 36. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever.
Right, and that's showing you right there that the Israelites is always going to be the Most High's people. Not no New Testament. There's nothing that can come along like these Christians try to say that's the Old Testament where the Israelites was his people. If you read up, it says if those ordinances depart before me, it's basically saying if the stars of heaven, the Most High don't have control of the stars of heaven, he don't have control of the oceans no more. That's the ordinances that it's talking about, because everything is in order. Like the sun going up, moon going up, and it's an order. Then you got the stars, they go where they go, and then you got the waters go where they go, because the Most High is in control of all that. He said, when those ordinances depart from me, then will the children of Israel be part from me as a people forever, which is really, what you call it? Rhetorical. It's not a question, but it's rhetorical. Like, it won't happen. Those things will never depart from the Most High, because he created it all. So, yeah, basically saying, y'all gonna be my people forever, no matter how wicked we is, no matter what we do. Because
I will wash my hands with you.
Right, but I never will, because y'all my, because I chose. So it ain't got nothing to do with us. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with us.
I got it.
You got something else? Okay.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9.
Bring it out.
I know thy works in tribulations and poverty, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
Now he was talking to our people right here, right? But this can be applied to the so-called Jewish man that's calling himself a Jew today, because they don't even call themselves Jew. They call themselves Jewish. They telling on themselves by saying that, because Jewish is not in the scriptures. Jewish is a suffix. If you put ish on the end of any word,
it means kind
it says something like it, but not the true thing. We're the true Jews because of the prophecies tell us that, okay, hey, it's crazy, right? It's crazy, right? I'm dead serious, bro.
No, bro, I know.
Oh, okay.
It's just crazy. Cause when I walked by, I was like, them niggas over there speaking some real motherfucking shit.
All praise.
And then I was like, I had to know that.
Yeah, I was like, that's the spirit. That's the spirit, bro.
I didn't think he was, but he did it.
It's
And
beautiful.
it's crazy because I was just about to get into that, so one thing I really hate is language barriers.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that book changes
That's why we get into the Hebrew.
a couple times a year.
Right, that's why we
You
get
know
into
what
the
I mean?
Hebrew,
Like-
because this is English, right?
like-
It was, yeah,
You know
that's
what
why
I
we
mean?
have to
Like-
deal in the Hebrew, because if you just read in the English, there's a lot of words in Hebrew that you
can't
really can't
translate,
translate.
yeah.
It won't make sense. So you have to go into the Hebrew, and that's what we do. That's why we can come out here boldly like we do and speak this truth on camera. We don't care who walk up, and we're gonna be able to deal with anything, because we got the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. It's not
That's
us.
right.
It's His spirit that He puts on us to be able to break this down to our people. And some people gonna get it like you have, and some people won't. Some people gonna get it the first day, and you know, they might get it, and then they might go about their business. It's all up to the Lord to give you the increase. We just out here to give you the seed, and the seed is planted, and then it grows from the Most High. You having an interest in it. Like you gonna go home and study on your own and look up videos and watch,
We
you know,
plant, he
read the
water.
scriptures. See, so all we out here to do is just plant the seed, right? But it's the fact that you identifying with all this stuff is showing that you got the spirit already on you. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it works.
Yeah.
You know?
And like how you talking, man. That's my big problem with just church and modern day Christianity.
Yeah,
man.
it's
Like,
garbage.
it's
But what you expect?
it's just cause I'm a bartender.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I pretty much sell legal drugs for a living. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if somebody's lost and I'm talking to somebody, I know how to help people find faith. You know what I mean? Like no matter what it is, you know what I mean? Like no matter who you call God, you know what I mean? Once you can get on a path to finding that, you know what I mean? And you can never be lost if you have faith in something.
And that's what this is about.
Like,
this is about faith. Our doctrine is rooted in faith, right? Because without the faith of the Most High, we done. Our people is finished. Look at our people, bro. Look at us around the world and look how we perceive. Even though some of us are trying to do better, right? But the perception of a black man is, oh, he's sorry, he's lazy, or whatever they say about it, right?
Yeah.
But that's the curses that the Most High said that will happen to our people because of disobedience. So on an individual level, we can remove that from us on an individual level, right? Like you could read the scriptures, get into it, and then start practicing what the Most High tell you, and He'll protect you from certain things. But as a nation, it's nothing for us here. America is about to get destroyed soon, right? You might see that's conspiracy theory. They were saying the same thing 10 years ago, but now you see Russia and Ukraine fighting, and then Russia telling the U.S. you better just do that. It's getting closer to what we already been telling people for years and years what's going to happen. America will be hit by nuclear fire. Right? It will be destroyed. So what we trying to do now, let's let our people, they in they folly. You know what I'm saying? They ain't right? They don't got the spirit of the Lord. They just want to be in folly. That don't mean that they can't get it. But we just saying in this moment, they just want to be in folly and have fun because that's what they do. They're trying to get away from the problems of the world or whatever. But that's not what it's about. It's about serving Iwabadyah Yahushua, which is the Most High, the one they call God and the one they call Jesus Christ. That's what this whole life is about. And it's about our people being exalted on top of the rest of these nations. Under Christ, not on top of him, but under it's the Most High, his son, they call Jesus, Mashiach Yahushua, then it's our people, then it's the other nations. The Most High don't care about these other nations. That's why they can prosper in this world. They can have big businesses and have money and influence and stuff like that, while we gotta go to them to get those things. We gotta go to the white man and get a business. Whether you paying taxes on the land, whether you working for him and his company, one way or another, you're gonna have to go to our enemy. Matter of fact, get 2nd Ezra 6:56 and you get what he said, we have to go to our enemies for all things.
But what's fucked up is like, why do they have why does the white man have to be seen as the enemy? You know what I mean?
Why? Get it? We'll show you. It ain't got nothing to do with us. It's got something to do with what the Most High set up. Okay, that's a valid question, right? Because a lot of our people, they got white friends and stuff like that, right? I used to have white friends, and I'm cordial with white people at work. You know what I'm saying? I don't be plotting to do something to them, but it's just the judgment that you get that's written. There's nothing I can do, no matter what my feelings are about it. The Most High is gonna make His judgment come to pass where it was written before any of us was born. So we got to deal with that. Bring it up.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 from the top. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God.
King David.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
And that's what they did. The name of Israel, the true Israelites, is no more in remembrance. Now it's the so-called white man saying he's Jewish. Which is fake. Even though the world looks at it as real, it's not. It don't profit nothing because they're not the real people. Keep doing it. It's gonna tell you who is doing it.
For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom.
That's the so-called white man. Edom. That's who the white man is in the Bible. They're not white, right? And just like we're not black, but they call themselves white. It's a word play on words. Purity.
Like,
and we're black.
Edom. With like connotation of words. Yeah,
but people don't understand these type of things, right? Edom. That's who the white man is in the Bible. Then who's next?
And the Ishmaelites.
That's the Arabs. So the ones that got gas stations in all our neighborhoods that sell us damn Lucy cigarettes and K2 and pork when they don't eat pork.
They don't even eat.
We don't supposed to eat pork. The Muslims get that from us, the scriptures, right? But Christianity then said it don't matter about the law. You can eat whatever you want as long as you love Jesus Christ and love your brother and you love your neighbor. When they say your neighbor is the so-called white man, when our neighbor is our people. That's who we're supposed to be loving. That's who Christ came back to tell us to love each other, because we always had hate one another because one reason or another, whether it was doctrine, now it's, you know, we got dark skin, light skin, or nigga got a blood crip. Yeah, it's different levels to it. But we, even back in the ancient world, the Israelites was never a unit like that, and the Most High made it like that, right? But that's a subject for another day. But keep going. It's going to rattle off all the people that's the enemies of God, which is the enemies of. If they're the enemy to us, they automatically enemy of God because we're His chosen, right? Edom, so the white man, Ishmael, Arabs,
Moab,
Chinese man,
and the Hagarenes,
Africans, Hamites,
Gebal,
more Hamites,
Ammon, and Amalek.
Ammon, Japanese. That's the Ammonites and the Moabites are brothers. They both came from. I don't want to get too deep into that, but because you have to go study on your own. I'm just giving you, you know, the breakdown. So the Most High just named the nations that's confederate against us. They all come together. That's why you got the Chinese man and the white man that sit cahoots together. They don't treat them like they treat you, right? Even though they under the white man, they still got some status over you. The Arab man is over us. Even though they under the white man, you can see the hierarchy there. So-called white man, probably I say the Chinese man or Arab man next, then the Chinese man, and then we on the bottom as far as the perception. Yeah. But it's really reversed. The white man is the top right now because it's the last days. But he really the lowest form of life that the Most High created. That's why they kill people the way they do. That's why they're the enemies of the Most High. He created them that way, right? But once you understand that, it gives you more freedom to how to move in this world, basically. If you know once you know the white man is your enemy, now you ain't trusting him like you should. You know you cordial with him, right? But you ain't going. I'm gonna go. Have a pool party with all white folks, because ain't nothing gonna happen with white people around, then you end up drowned and ain't nobody know what happened.
All your organs gone.
Right? And your organs missing. I'm saying, ain't that how it go? Keep it a buck, right? You don't find a white man with his organs missing because they nothing. They're the basis of men. So it's a lot to it, brother. But we just showing you the surface level right now of what the Most High did. He set up a certain thing in the earth. That's why we on the bottom, because our ancestors didn't listen to the Most High, so we're paying the toll for that. But at the end of the day, we're gonna rise up over them no matter what happens. The Most High got it to where eventually America's gonna be destroyed, which is Babylon. Our people gonna get the kingdom of heaven. We're gonna rule forever under Mashiach Yahushua. We're gonna be in rulership, meaning that other nations gonna be serving us forever. All nations, not just the white man. Right. All nations gonna be having to serve us forever.
That's right.
You got something? Bring it up.
Forever and
the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 9.
We know.
If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that kills with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Now, it's Revelation. That's the last book of the Bible. I would challenge you to ask a Christian, ask your grandma, your granddad, whoever is a Christian, right? Christianity. Ask them what that means. I guarantee you they won't be able to tell you. Why? Because their doctrine is love everybody. So if he that leave into captivity shall go into captivity, that's saying that whoever it's talking about the Israelites, because it said, here's the patience and the faith of the saints. The saints are the Israelites. That's who the Israelites are in the Bible. It's not just anybody. It's saying they're a saint. It's Saint Michael and all these damn Edomites that live in Rome saying, I'm just a pope. I'm just saying, you ain't nothing. You a damn devil. But the truth is, the Israelites, our nation, our bloodline, we're a royal bloodline. We're the saints. We're patiently waiting for the Most High to give us the power back, because we used to be in power, right? But we was never on a world power scale. This is when Christ returns and take all these kingdoms over. Russia, America, the Most High. That's why he's gonna have many crowns, because he's gonna take the power from each, because they ain't gonna be able to kill him with their guns and their tanks and they nukes. It's not gonna hurt him. And he's gonna give us those bodies, those glorified bodies. You ever seen like Dragon Ball Z? That's how we gonna be. That's how we gonna be to them. I ain't saying we gonna be literally like, but it's gonna be their human weapons ain't gonna hurt us. No matter what laser, whatever they come with, it's gonna do nothing. We gonna be able to just do whatever we want. That's the type of power, the spiritual power that we gonna have in that day, because that's what the Most High promised us, and that's the faith that you was talking about that we had, right? Because without that, we're through. You know what I'm saying? Our people ain't got nothing to look for as far as a nation. Now, individually, we can sell out, coon out, and get him a big mansion in the white man's kingdom. Well, but what's that? You know what I'm saying? That only gonna take you so far, right? But we talking about a kingdom that's never gonna end. That's gonna be forever. That we're gonna be telling them, this is where y'all land is, this little piece right here, and this is all our land. And you better do what we say, or else. I got Isaiah 14. Okay, get that, bring that up.
This is the book of Isaiah,
And it's all
14.
it's like, and it's all throughout the Bible. These type of things is all throughout the Bible. Christianity will never read this stuff because it goes against what they teach. Because they want to get everybody money. It's really about money. We don't got no collection plates. We don't want your money. We just want your ear to hear this word, so you can because the Most High said what? When one repent, the angels in heaven they rejoice. Because it don't matter if nobody listen. Somebody's gonna hear. Somebody gonna see us on YouTube. Somebody gonna walk by like you, brother, and listen to this, and then they gonna take it further. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we come out here and do this for.
Oh, it's a lucky. The angels ain't no little baby with
Right.
his butt out.
White babies. Yeah.
You know how like you have a deep dream, and then you wake up and you kind of stuck because you like feel something in the room. Like that's angels around. Like that's spirits around. Like very strong spirit. Like in the Bible where it say fear not. When angels used to come around, they always used to have to say fear not. That's how.
That's how.
Yeah, it's that.
They scary. They actually describe the angels in there. It's different angels. You got cherubims. It's different when some they
Or
got
like
4
when they
heads.
describe Satan in his angel form, like
You say what?
when they describe like Satan in
Yeah,
his
that's
angel
actually.
form,
I know what you're talking about. He talking
like
about
the absolute like awe. You know what I mean? Like starstruck.
Yeah,
almost, you know what I mean? Like it's like almost too much.
Yeah, you can't even deal with it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But what you see, that's something.
It's good.
All right, bring out.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, from the top.
Yep.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob,
Yep.
and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land.
This, Salaki, let me tell them what's gonna happen. This is a prophecy, meaning it's gonna happen in the future. That I was just telling you about our people ruling. This ain't something we just pulling out our ass, right? I have asked you, challenge a Christian to read this in the church and see what the people, see who can break it down and make it cohesive with what they believe. Keep going.
And the strangers shall be joined with them,
So
and they shall cleave to the house of
The
Jacob.
strangers is the other nations, the ones they call the Gentiles, right? They're gonna join with us, but they're gonna cleave. They're gonna be trying to come with us because they ain't gonna have no choice. Keep reading, watch, listen.
And the people shall take them
We're gonna take them.
and bring them to their place,
No, they gonna come on their own.
and bring them to their place.
Before that, we did.
And the people shall take
So
them.
we're gonna take them. What do you take? If I take your damn chain right now, that's forceful, right? If I just take it, right? You listen to these words. We're gonna take them and bring them to their place.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord
We're gonna possess them in the Most High's land, in the land of Israel, and all over the earth.
for servants and handmaids.
For servants and handmaids. That's a slave, right? If you a servant to somebody, you doing what they tell you to do because you're their servant. And a handmaid is a woman's servant.
And they shall take them captive,
We're gonna take them captive.
whose captives they were.
Whose captives we were? Who was we captive to? This white man. Guess who else? The Arab man had us in slavery. The Chinese man had us in the Silk Road slave trade. The Sub-Saharan slave trade, which is the Arab. So all these nations that had us in slavery at one point in time in history or another. The Egyptians, the Africans had us in slavery, right? So we're gonna take them captives, whose captives they were,
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
and we're gonna rule over our oppressors. So, and that's what we waiting on, right? The same thing is said in Revelation. He that leaves in captivity shall go into captivity. The Bible just repeats itself. That's all it is, right? But if you teaching lies that God loves everybody, and that because the scriptures in the New Testament that say the same thing.
Cut the hell out of
That
it.
cut that, but they just stay. That's why they cherry pick certain scriptures because they can't deal with this stuff because they have to teach lies to keep people docile. So you won't. Hey, what's this? Like we did. You know what I'm saying? The Most High put the Spirit on our people to teach this word and get this understanding. So, hey, brother, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I gave you a flyer, right?
Hey,
Give
give
me
me
YouTube,
YouTube.
man.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
it ain't
yeah, I
on.
got you.
We usually put the YouTube on there, but it ain't on there.
Yeah, I got it.
But in your own time, maybe one day you'll be out here doing this work too. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
Most High
right.
put the Spirit on you. You know
I
what
mean,
I'm saying?
like
Ain't no
to
telling.
be honest, this is the type of shit I do every single day, talking to people.
All
Like,
praise.
you know what I mean? But not as knowledgeable. Definitely not as knowledgeable. But one thing I always try to teach people is faith, man. Like,
Yeah, 'cause that's
like
the
just
foundation.
the whole foundation. Like
Yeah,
you said,
it's
the
faith.
foundation of faith
That's
is such a like once you can like get it in your head and like that you believe in something, like it'll just give you a reason to keep ticking, keep
right.
going.
And
You
let
know
me
what I
s-
mean?
let
Like
me-
there's a lot of people running around lost,
Yeah.
not knowing what to do, not knowing how to feel.
Let me say this,
You know?
right? it's one thing you can have faith, right? But what is your faith in? Because the Arab man, he got faith in Allah, but that's vain. The Jewish man he's a Jew, right? But he got faith, but what does it mean? It's not gonna mean nothing in the end because they're going in slavery. So you gotta have faith in none of their religions is gonna go deep into it like this, because none of them can. They don't have the foundation that we do, that they put us in slavery, and they gonna have to pay for that. Right?
But like you said, man, like identity, man. Identity is big.
And they got and they took that from us, even though the Most High allowed it. But he said that they're gonna pay for it. It don't matter if he created them for that or not. Just like you make a damn gun to shoot people. It does its job, and then when you done with using it, whatever is good, you just put it on the ground. You just sit it there, or whatever you want to do with the gun. But it's made for shooting bullets. That's what a gun is for, right? Or a screwdriver is made to tighten screws. But once its job is done, the white man was made to be the wicked and to put his foot in our butts. And these other nations also, but they also was made to be our slaves. That's right. That's really their real purpose. But now we're their slaves because the roles were reversed because we didn't listen. So the roles are going to get reversed when the elect is sealed. Which is not saying that we're the elect, because we don't know who the elect is. But doing this work is a possibility that we could be part of that number. And that's another reason why, because the elect is going to have power over even the other Israelites.
The commandments.
Yeah, keeping the commandments, right? The faith is number one, is faith, right? Like you said, that's the number one thing, because we got to have faith that the Most High is going to deliver our people. Not that we're going to get guns and fight the white man, and that's not going to do nothing for us, because this they world, basically. This is their earth. The Most High gave it to them, and that's it. But we got faith that he's going to take it from them and bring it back to us.
That's right.
Right? And that's what our faith is rooted in.
Hey, before you wrap up,
You got something?
Okay. Hey, 1 John 5 and 2, right?
Yeah. Give you a couple commandments before you walk, and I'm going to change it over to the next brother. Oh, you're wrapping up at this? All right. Give you a couple commandments, bro. See, this is what our people want to do, man. They want to party, you know what I'm saying? Like this, escape. I'm going to get away, smoke blunts and shit. We don't do none of that garbage no more. We used to do all that stuff too, right? But we had to, the Most High said certain things we got to do, commandments. And that also come with the faith, because we show him about faith by doing what he tells us to do in his book that our ancestors wrote.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 5 verse 2.
Bring it out.
By this we know that we love the children of God, when we love God and keep his commandments. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
So that's how you show God you love him, by keeping his commandments, like your son or your daughter. You do what I tell you to do. If they don't do what you tell them, you gonna like, you don't care about me, you don't care about me. You know what I'm saying? That's how the Most High look at us. We're his children. Y'all don't eat pork. You don't shave your beard. You love each other. You know what I'm saying? You stay away from these other wicked people that can possibly make you go away from my commandments. That's certain. We have to separate ourselves from these people. We can't be like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? We have to not stand out in the sense of we something special. But the Most High told us that we are special and we're to do what he tells us to do. And that's why we're doing it, because he's told us to. No other reason. And not only that, the things that he tells us to do is beneficial, right? Not eating pork, that's good, right? Pork is a bad thing, right? Right. So that's just a small example of, because he made us. He know how to keep our bodies preserved as long as possible. So he tell us certain things. Yeah, exactly. So you got it, brother. You know what I'm saying?
And we got to
all
rebuke
praises.
them,
I got it.
You got. I'll give you one more.
It's the book of Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. And it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy
we ain't
gates.
got no manservants. That's slavery. That's bad. This I'm just saying, because Christians, that's why they don't do this stuff, because it's gonna just destroy everything that they believe. We had manservants and maidservants back then, and some of them was our own people, but it was a law that you could only have our people as servants for a certain amount of time, and we had to pay them. It wasn't just free,
like in
400 years.
yeah,
Free.
yeah.
Like you owed them something, and I'm gonna work it off through, that way, right? And then after 7 years, they would get released, and then we'd give them. What else they get after the 7 years? We had to give them like land and all kind of stuff. It wasn't just you working for me forever until you die, and then your kids working for me until they die. That's what the white man did, right? That's not the slavery that's in the Bible. But they took those scriptures and twisted them and made you think slaves obey your masters. But they don't. They just basically twisted the scriptures. But if you don't break it down, if you don't go into the Hebrew, things like that, you're never gonna understand. You're just gonna be a damn coon bug out Christian, fake Christian. I say fake Christian because we the real Christians. And we ain't weak men either. You know what
And
I'm
if
saying?
you're smart, you can pick.
That's why none of us, when we go to church, we fall a damn sleep. I'm gonna end it off on that. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakudash. Say Shalom. Keep it
Shalom.